We're going to go to page number 92, last paragraph, and to page 93, end section. A testament to the power of the belief in authority is the well-documented, if seldom discussed fact that the atrocities committed against the German Jews by the Nazis were often carried out with the cooperation and assistance of Jewish police, such as occurred in the Warsaw Ghetto. In their culture, just as in almost every other culture, the people had been so thoroughly convinced that obedience is a virtue that even though someone new was in charge, they still felt obligated to do as they were told, even if it meant violently oppressing their own kinsmen. But what may be even more disturbing, but indisputable, is the fact that many millions of people in history have assisted in their own extermination because authority told them to. For example, during the Holocaust, many hundreds of thousands of Jews, on their own power, boarded the cattle cars of the very trains that would take them away to their deaths, without trying to hide, run away, or resist. Why? Because those pretending to be authority told them to. While it was no doubt true that they were not all aware of exactly what lay in store for them at the other end, they still handed themselves into custody of a machine that obviously meant them harm. There is a certain feeling of comfort and safety that one gets by conforming and obeying. Believing that things are in someone else's hands and having trust that someone else will make things right is a way to avoid responsibility. Authoritarian indoctrination stresses the idea that no matter what happens, if you simply do as you are told and do what everyone else does, everything will be okay, and those in charge will reward and protect you. The body counts from one government atrocity after another show just how misguided such a belief truly is. Had the victims of legal oppression, and murder simply withheld their assistance, even if they did not lift a finger to forcibly resist, the world would be a very different place today. If the Nazis had to physically carry each Jew, dead or alive, to the gas chambers or crematoriums, the level of murder would have been dramatically lower. If every slave sold into bondage had refused to work, there would soon have been no slave trade. If the IRS had to calculate the tax due and then directly take it from each taxpayer, there would be no more federal taxation. In short, if the victims of authoritarian extortion, harassment, surveillance, assault, kidnapping, and murder simply stopped assisting in their own oppression, tyranny would crumble. And if the people went a step further and forcibly resisted, tyranny would collapse even more quickly. But resistance, whether passive or violent, requires the people to disobey a perceived authority. And that is something that most people are psychologically incapable of doing. Ultimately, it is the belief in authority among the victims of oppression, even more than the beliefs of the ruling class and their enforcers, which allows tyranny and man's inhumanity to man to continue on such a large scale. I couldn't have said it any better than that. That was fantastic. Larken, brilliantly written.